So if you have a Gavinsaurus that's breathing down your neck and making you think that you might want to just move on down the road, then you might want to give us a call. I'm a Gavinsaurus. Oh, defund this. Where's that French laundry? That's a lot of work being exciting. Unless you're Hunter Biden. Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here. And today I want to talk about what's the best route to get to Boise and the Treasure Valley in general. But first, if you're thinking that maybe the Treasure Valley is a place that you want to check out because you're ready to get out of wherever it is you're at right now, give us a call, text, email. We've all made that journey here on the Treasure Valley Dave team, and we're looking forward to answering your questions about that. And please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And then let's just get right into this, all right? So today we're talking about the best routes to get to Boise. People ask, should I take this route, that route? Is winter still doable? Summer obviously is hot, but you may be driving up this way. And what do you think is going to be the best routes in the winter and the summer? Does it matter? Some safety things to go over. And it's all very important. I know kind of what I'm talking about. There was a time when I was a truck driver, just not that many years ago. There I am in front of my truck. Wow. Those are the days. And I went all over the 11 western states, obviously not counting Hawaii and Alaska. And had a great time. You probably recognize this place up by Donner Summit, right? And there's some mountains out there on I-15 going through Utah. And there's a hot night in Phoenix. Okay, I was redundant, right? Because they're always hot in Phoenix. This is somewhere I want to say between Cedar City and Beaver in Utah. This is what most winter driving is like right here. It's kind of icky and moist and gray and overcast, but the roads get cleaned very quickly. So when I am driving, especially like in the wintertime, I want to know, what's the weather going to be in the next 8-10 hours from where I'm at. I've got this great app called My Radar, and I've got it here on my phone. We all got these, right? And what I really like about this is that, can you see this? It can, we can zoom right in to where we're at. And you can see that over the Boise area right now, we don't hardly have anything going on. But up there in Montana, there's a weather system going through. So you can look at that. You can see, how heavy, how dense it is. Is there anything coming in from the west that you might want to be aware of? But I just wanted to share that with you. I found it when I was a truck driver. So, indispensable. So definitely I would check that out. Some of the people are asking, I was wondering if anyone knew the safest way to drive up to the Boise Meridian area from Southern California. Would be coming in mid-December. They want to be on a safe road. Of course, you'd be worried about winter weather. I recommend that you stick to the interstate so you'll have options to find shelter in a snowstorm. Now, that is pretty good advice. And some other suggestions is from Southern California anyway. We have these three routes, I-15 through Salt Lake City, and then alternatively, a little bit quicker would be like 395 up through Bishop, and then 6 through Nevada up to Winnemucca, or I-15 up to Vegas, and then you kind of veer off to the left, Route 93, and kind of straight up. And what do those really look like? Well, I'm glad you asked. So here's the main one from like Southern California that you would take, and this is 14 hours, 14 and a half hours. Got to throw a couple breaks in there too. The nice thing about this route is it's Interstate 15 all the way up to here that becomes I-84. And this is an absolute fantastic road. It's nice, it's smooth, it's well traveled. There's not real radical ascents or descents. And if you do need some help, you do need to stop someplace, there are places all along here. And also, this is a it's an interstate, so it's going to be cleaned off if there happens to be any snow going on. So that's 14 and a half hours, we'll say. Those other options, you could save, up to maybe 2 hours by doing this. This is the last one we were talking about, where you go up to 15 to 93, and you just take all these little side roads. These are like out in nowhere. There is 2 lanes, and there's a little town here, a little town there. And, if you've got absolute faith in your car and it's a beautiful day, I've driven this road and, it's fine enough. There's nothing wrong with it. But if your concern is about safety, maybe you're pulling a trailer, maybe you're driving a rental truck and you're not, real adept at that, and you like the little bit wider roads of an interstate, that might be the way to go. And then that other road that was being talked about is this one. And this is a beautiful ride. You come up 395 from down here, Kramer's Junction's right there. Great little restaurant there. You can stop in and have a bite to eat before you start on this long trek. And then you get to come up here through Bishop, and then you cross. It gets kind of boring over here, but the boring part isn't nearly as long as this other route that we're just looking at. It can get kind of boring and lonely out there. If you like the Maytag Repairman. So then this one, it's a little bit longer than the other one, but still you're saving like an hour from going on Interstate 15 over here. And this is, like I say, it's safe, it's a freeway, there's stops all along, there's rest areas, motels. There's enough traffic that if you get, something happens where you need some help, someone's going to be there pretty darn quick. Plus also, it's a freeway, and there's, when I was driving a truck 5 years ago through here, there was cell service all the way through here. And I haven't been down these roads in central Nevada for a while. I couldn't tell you if there's cell service or not through there. My guess is there's some pretty open spaces, and there may not be. Somebody else asked a question too, speaking of safety and maybe pulling a trailer. Well, this person had an experience. They're 700 miles from their destination, and they got a flat tire on their trailer. And they didn't have any tools, and they didn't have a spare. So they called AAA, and they said that AAA never came. And they said, lessons learned, bring a spare, bring some tools, know who and where your friends are, don't bother with AAA. Before you do leave, have some, make some preparations. So before you leave, check your tires, including the spare, make sure there's air in it, and then top up your fluids, like your windshield washer fluid. Very important. If you hit some funky weather, you're going to be very glad that you have good wipers and windshield fluid to keep your, at least you can see out, right? Some emergency tools to have, and then have these kind of fairly easy to get to. Don't like bury them under stuff that we have to unpack half the family truckster to get to it. They have some pliers, hammer, screwdrivers, a flat and a Phillips, some duct tape and some stiff wire in case you got to tie something up. Windex and paper towels are great in case you need to clean off your windshield or your headlights get all caked up with that grimy, dirty stuff that comes up off the roads. That can be a real lifesaver, literally. An ice scraper. You may hit some elevation. Sure, it may be May, April where you are, but once you get up to some decent elevation, things can change pretty quickly, and you can start building up ice, and your windshield wipers may not be able to keep it off for you, or you wake up the next morning and you have all this ice. What are you going to do? You'll pull out your credit card or your driver's license, scrape. Just get an ice scraper. It's nice to have, just to have. Some kitty litter is fabulous. When I was driving that big truck, I stopped over there not too far from between Beaver and Cedar City in Utah for the night. And then the next morning, it had snowed, and well, I guess it had snowed before I got there, but when I stopped the next morning, I got up, I was stuck. And here, I'm 80,000 pounds and I'm stuck on a flat surface in a rest area. So what did I do? Fortunately, I had some kitty litter with me. I threw underneath my drive wheels and I just got right out of there. Easy as could be. So that's a great thing to have. Tire cables, you can pick those up and anywhere, Amazon, Walmart, and just throw them in the back. And once you get moved up here, it might be nice to have those in case you go in the wintertime for $10. You can go cut down your own Christmas tree up in the forest. Or maybe you're going to go up to the hot springs and relax in December or something like that. Just throw those tire cables in the back just so you'll have it. One of those extra battery packs for your phone where you can charge up your phone from that battery pack. So if something does happen to your car, maybe you wake up and your battery's dead in the car and you're at a rest area and there's nobody to come help you. At least you're going to have that battery for your phone, so you have that assurance that you'll be able to at least be in communication for a lot longer than otherwise. Do you have to stop at all those weigh stations or scales that you see along the roads? Well, answer is it all depends. So make sure you do your research from where you're at. This was written by Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. So do rental trucks have to stop at the weigh stations? Depends on the state. And two primary factors that states use to determine this is, are you moving personal goods or commercial goods? A lot of states only require that you pull over if you have commercial goods. But if it's your own household goods, because you're moving from one place to another, in those states you don't need to stop. And also it depends on the size of the moving truck. It talks about the weight, and if you may not know how much your truck weighs, and they have this kind of a quick reference guide that if you have a 10-foot truck, it's 8,600 pounds, up to a 26-foot truck, which would be about 26,000 pounds. And the thing is that all the rental trucks for you do your own moving thing, they are rated at no more than 26,000 pounds. So do you have to stop at every weigh station? If you're driving through a state that requires you to stop, then yes. But there's some various things to know there. Which states require you to stop? That'd be handy to know. So here the green one is, do they require you to stop? Well, for instance, like in Idaho, they do require you to stop if you're over 26,000 pounds. This article is just saying that there are no rental trucks that are over 26,000 pounds. Ergo, does that make me sound smart? You don't have to stop in Idaho with a rental truck. California is different, and then some of these other states that are in the light color, it's like it depends. They have different rules, but you can go like to this website or any place on the internet and find out exactly what all those rules are. 23 states do not require rental trucks to stop. Alabama, Idaho, and Montana technically require truck rentals to stop, but only if they exceed 26,000 pounds. Rental trucks do not need to stop in these states because the maximum gross vehicle weight of a rental truck is 26,000 pounds, and you'll never exceed that threshold. Send us a text, email. We've all made that relocation journey, and we are thrilled to be able to answer your questions to see if, maybe Idaho is the place for you, and maybe when the best time of year to move is. And I'll give you a hint. It's anytime. Maureen came up in December, and she said it was the best experience that she'd ever had. I came up in September, and it was the best experience I ever had. So anyway, give us a holler, text, email, and go subscribe to our channel. We appreciate that so incredibly much. And like this video. Well, as always, I can't wait to see you guys hit the road and get on up here. And this is Treasure Valley Dave, looking forward to helping you get home.